Hello! Today was a cheat day, and I gotta be honest, I was pretty excited about it. Because, you've gone so long without sugar and carbs, you kinda wanna go crazy, you know what I mean? So, that's exactly what I did. And instead of doing it like I do my other diet update videos, I'll just do a play-by-play of how the day went out, and then call it a night. So, I woke up at around 5:24, and I've got to be honest, even though I knew it was my cheat day, I still was curious about my daily weight check-in, so I decided to give it a look. Apparently, if the scale's to be believed, I have no reason to believe why it shouldn't, I am 171. I've been in the 171 to 168 doldrums for the past week and a half, and this cheat day certainly isn't going to help that number, I'm imagining. But hey, I did attempt to do some exercise, so I was hoping that would help. Of course, my legs were recovering from that exercise, and I think they finally reached the end stages, so that's good. As soon as they're ready to go, I'm going to do more chair burpees, going to eat healthy, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get to my desired weight of 145 by next cheat day, which will be 3 weeks from now. Well, after I checked my weight, I was feeling pretty sticky, so I took a nice shower. It lasted about 25 minutes. Now, after I was done, and I got dressed and put on some moisture cream on my face because my skin gets dried out after being in the shower, and combing my hair and all the good stuff, deodorant. You know the drill. I decided to check in on my mom to see if she was ready to go. Right when I was about to lightly knock on the door to see if she was interested in going, she opened it, and she was groggily walking out, ready to feed the cats. She saw me and she was like, "Oh, it's cheat day time. Let's do it." So she fed the cats and got dressed and ready. Our family friend also wanted to come and join in for the cheat day as well. So we all were ready to go. We invited my sister, but she didn't feel up to it. She was very tired and didn't want to wake up at a super early time. We wanted to get at the restaurant at the hot lamp hours, which is apparently between 7 to 9 o'clock. And what the hot lamp hours are basically when the donuts are being made fresh. So we hopped in the car, and we had to put our family friend's little leg scooter in the back because her leg was recently worked on and is currently healing under a bunch of bandages, and she needs a scooter to get around, so we needed to pack it in. And we went off. I was asked if I wanted to drive my car, and I said, seeing as the scooter's quite a big thing, I don't know if it would fit in the back of my vehicle. Let's take my mom's car. So that's what we did. We drove off into the Krispy Kreme. It took about, I'd say, 11 minutes to get there. And when we got there, I'd say the donuts hadn't really been prepared yet. They were just starting, but it wasn't like the classic lineup of Krispy Kreme donuts going down that conveyor belt like I was expecting. They hadn't started immediately. So we decided to just look at their front offerings to see what they had. They were having Harry Potter themed donuts, so me and our family friend decided to go with 2 Harry Potter themed donuts. I chose Gryffindor, and our family friend chose Hufflepuff. Gryffindor had a cookie butter filling, as well as cookie crumbles on the top, and a little starchy, sugary Gryffindor symbol on top of the frosting. Our family friends, what was it called again? Hufflepuff, had a caramel filling instead. My mom wanted the cinnamon swirl, because that was actually freshly rolling off of the conveyor belt. So, and I also wanted one because I wanted a fresh donut too. That was the whole point of going, the fresh donuts from Krispy Kreme. So we had asked and paid for our food from the amazing staff. Once we had it ready to go, I asked if I could have a pumpkin spice latte, and they got it ready. And now it's time for a review of the Krispy Kreme. gotta be honest, I'm not too crazy about it. In my opinion, all I could really taste was just sugar. I know the whole point of the cheat day is to just eat whatever you aren't supposed to on your normal diet days, but this cheat day, I don't know, when I'm going to eat a dessert, even if it's like a sugary dessert, I want it to have more depth in its flavor and texture profile. And I mean, I know how much depth can you really get from fried flour and sugar, but it wasn't something that really screamed like, this is amazing. It was just a sugar overload, if I'm being honest. The Gryffindor donut was okay, but in my opinion, the cookie butter filling was kind of bland. Like, there was kind of a cookie-ish flavor if you let it sit on your tongue long enough, but it wasn't something that was really like stand out for me. And the Hufflepuff donut, which our family friend allowed me to try out, had a more robust caramel-like flavor, but once again, the sugary aspect was extremely overwhelming. I think you're noticing pattern with the whole sugar thing. Yeah. And then the cinnamon swirl, that was also quite sugary. So basically just sugar. I knew my sister would probably want donut herself, so I was going to buy 2 regular Krispy Kreme glazed donuts because I know that she probably would have wanted one if she was there. But thankfully, one of the staff members decided to give me 2 of the Krispy Kreme donuts for free, which I'm not complaining about. That's pretty good. But yeah, there comes the other thing. The price per donut ranges from $3.80 to $4.20, or somewhere within that range. Very expensive flour and sugar and oil products. Yeah, the price is definitely what kind of spooked me. There was even someone who walked into the store looking like they were going to get something, and then as soon as they saw the menu, they turned around and noped out of there. I mean, I don't blame him. That's kind of pricey for what amounts to something that probably costs at most $1 to make per product. But I guess they need to pay for the building, the staff, the delivery drivers, and all that stuff. Well, anyways, once we were finished with our meal, we left with 2 of those free donuts. I was planning on eating one of them, although I only took a bite because I was so full and so sugared out by the other donuts that I honestly couldn't finish the free one that I got. I'm probably just giving it to my sister too, because I could only take one bite and I was just so overwhelmed by it. Yeah. But we drove back, and when we arrived, oh, I almost forgot to mention, we did take a picture together and, yeah, sent it to our friends and family, and that was cool. I liked that. At least we got a cute little memory out of it, I suppose. So when we arrived back home, my mom needed to go to work, and I decided to go for a walk around the neighborhood to walk off the calories that I just consumed. And before she left, we wanted to know how many calories were in these donuts. You want to know how many calories were in the cinnamon roll? 600 and I think like 25. You can get like an actually nutritious meal that includes a steak, a salad, steamed vegetables, and a cup of water for less calories than that, and it probably will give you more, no, definitely will give you more nutrition. So it was pretty shocking to find that out. Very much so. And then, well, I don't know if I should get into this, but our family friend said they had a really spooky nightmare where you needed to start paying money in order to use the restroom. And then that sparked like questions about, wait, where does poop go after you flush it? And then we started asking ChatGPT a series of questions about plumbing. It was a pretty interesting experience, that's for sure, but funny too. I initiated that. Well, asking ChatGPT about the whole plumbing thing. Apparently, after the all of the bad bacteria in the poop is neutralized and is processed in a plant after being flushed, some of it's used for a like manure in like crops and planting and farming. It's pretty interesting. Didn't know that. Learn something new every day. Well, when my mom left, I went for the walk. And I was listening to the Digital Foundry podcast, Digital Foundry Direct, where they're going through various topics ranging from their trip to Gamescom, the different games announced, reactions to Resident Evil Requiem on the PlayStation 5 Pro, and comparison to a high-end PC kit with a 5090. Yeah, pretty impressive. I saw some of the footage. That game's really pulling its own weight on significantly less powerful hardware. So, very awesome. Kudos to the developers for that. Well, anyways, after my walk, I decided to do a little meditation in the front of the yard. And as I was meditating, Junebug disrupted my meditation, and I did not like that, so I just walked back into the house. And then, from what I remember, my sister was woken up, and she was eating the Krispy Kreme donut, and yeah, she seemed to enjoy it, although she did say it was a bit sugary, but yeah. But she said it was very nostalgic too. Yeah, and then after that, from what I can recall, oh yeah, I was messing around with ChatGPT, image generation, and Lua Minimax because my subscription for Lua Minimax is going to run out very soon in the next like 2 or 3 days. So I was trying to like figure out what to do with it, like to like make for interesting video content. And I tried to do a video generation. I continued work on like a live action version of a 8-bit video game called Mother for the Nintendo Entertainment System, or original Famicom. But I was having issues with the AI video generator because I wanted like the character to go out and grab like a phone to call like someone, and the phone was like in the corner of the room, and for whatever reason the program made the phone like randomly appear on like a table that was away from where I wanted it, and then made like a stool that looked like the stool I wanted the character to run to grab the phone and make a phone call, like just slide into the shot, and the character walks up and grabs it and like talks. It just wouldn't listen. It was really annoying. Then we decided to try a new pizza place out since it was cheat day after all. I forget the name of it, but we placed an order. I wanted to do it through the phone, but for whatever reason, the pizza place, even though they like had an active phone number and someone answered, they said, "We don't do phone number orders. We only do it online," which was interesting because I've had many other pizza places where I can just make a phone call, ask for an order, and they have no problem doing it. But this one apparently had a problem. I guess it's ran by people who are very, what's the word where you don't like, where you're not like a social butterfly, introverted. Like, don't talk to me. Just send the order through the online and I'll just look at it and make it. Like, I don't know. Felt kind of weird. But hey, if that's what they wanted, that's what we did. And we made the order online, and we had it ready to rock and roll. We ordered a meat lover's pizza with mushroom and olives, and it would be ready in 50 minutes is what the online app said. So while we were waiting good until like giving a 20-minute buffer to leave, I continued messing around with ChatGPT while also watching different YouTube videos about like a guy trying to reclaim his eyesight by like taking his glasses off and looking off into the distance for like an hour straight every day to see if his eyesight would improve. And he said he thought it improved slightly, but like he still needed to wear glasses, which I don't know, I thought was pretty interesting. Alright, well, when it was time to go and leave to pick up the pizza, we went into my car and we started it, and when we were driving off, I heard a big thunk and felt a big thunk in the back of the car, which had me really worried. My sister was with me at the time. And the weird thing was, even though when I set my car to drive and I don't touch the brake and my car just slightly moves forward, just slightly, after that whole clunk sound, when I did that again, my car would not move slightly forward. It just stayed in place, which definitely had me worried. And then when I tried to press the gas, there was a little bit of resistance to pressing on the gas pedal. So I was too scared to drive my car to the location because I didn't know if like it would be a safety risk, which is something, you know, you want to be sure about, not just for you, but for passengers as well. So I just reparked the car, and I vowed to get in contact with my auto repair shop that I use, and then call the car insurance company that I have to bring the car over. So we took our family friend's vehicle instead, although the family friend decided to drive instead of us driving the vehicle, although family friend does trust us with driving it. And we went off to pick up the pizza. Because the whole car debacle, it slowed us down by like 5 or 10 minutes, and of course getting help from the family friend also slows down by like another 5 minutes. So when we finally did get around to picking up the pizza, was pretty cold, which was disappointing. And when we got back home with it, I was so hungry that I just started eating a piece right from the box, but man, it was very cold. It wasn't even lukewarm. It was okay, but it wasn't something I was crazy about. Like, the cheese was not super like flavorful or super gooey. It was more like a just it's there kind of cheese. I don't know. It just was a really standard pizza. Like, we wanted to try it out because it was a new place, and our family friend saw it advertised on social media, and the pizzas looked really good on the social media, but reality is they were just meh. So we reheated the pizzas, or the pieces of the pizza, in the air fryer, and we tried those out. It was better. It definitely tasted like more fresh, but at the same time, I still wasn't really blown away by it. Yeah. Pizza Mania, this one was not. I really hope that shop is coming back, because I want that pizza so bad. If it came back on a diet day of mine, even if it was my diet day, I wouldn't care. I would just go and order one immediately, because that's how much I love their pizza. But this one, nope. I'd stick to my diet. It was very underwhelming. Well, my mom arrived, and she got to try some. We all agreed it was just meh. And then afterwards, I went into my room, and I was listening to various podcasts from News Nation's Reality Check with Ross Coulthart about the Rendlesham Force incident, whether it was real or not. And the other thing I remember listening to was a new video from the YouTube channel Preston Dennett, where it's a guy who does research into alien abduction cases and UFO phenomenon and reports it back to his audience. I gotta be honest, I kind of fell asleep to them on my bed. Yeah, and I honestly was just knocked out cold. Like, I felt so exhausted. Almost forgot to mention, before I did all that though, after eating the pizza, this is in between watching the stuff and eating the pizza, my mom did bring groceries in, so brought the groceries into the household. And then the tow man arrived, the guy towing the car. My mom had a really long conversation with him because she found out that he was of Jewish descent and believed heavily in the Bible. And my mom really was curious about his perspective on the Bible, because she's Christian. She's really into that, and I thought it was pretty interesting too. Yeah, after he loaded my car up, we drove to the auto shop and checked in with the person who ran the establishment. Of course, I let the person know ahead of time. Around the time when we arrived from the pizza place, I made the call so they knew what to expect, and so they were there awaiting and ready. Yeah, and when they were inspecting it, they found that my emergency brakes for my back wheels were apparently giving out, because basically of age. So they're going to run a full diagnosis, and then they're going to report back to me tomorrow morning. So I'm going to have my phone up and ready to hear what they've discovered and how much the damages are going to cost. Yeah, I think the double whammy of eating a whole lot of sugary stuff and just probably having a sugar crash, the stressful situation of like my car needing to be brought in and then not knowing how much the repairs would be, all kind of culminated in me just being absolutely knocked out from every aspect of the situation. It was very stressful indeed. Well, after I got the paperwork and signed out for my consent for them to check on the vehicle to inspect what to do. I made my way back home, and when I arrived, that's when I started listening to those podcasts and playing another Crab's Treasure on my Switch, and then remote playing on my phone with a add-on controller from the PS5 onto my phone, and the same game because it had a higher frame rate and just looked better and ran a bit smoother. I'm actually getting neck and neck with where my progress is on both the Switch version and the PS5 version, which I think is pretty interesting. But yeah, as I was playing that, I got really mentally exhausted just from like the car situation, too much sugar, being very overly stimulated by having something playing on the TV while playing a game, and I just kind of crashed and fell asleep for like a good 2 to 3 hours. And then when I woke up, my mom let me know about a bill for groceries for the month, which I wrote a check for, and that dinner was ready, which was tacos. We did go over various like carb-rich foods that we could have, but decided to go with tacos because we had everything we needed already to go, and we just needed to prepare it and serve it up. So that's what we did. And after we had tacos, my sister prepared apple pie. Well, it was a frozen one, ready to be reheated in the oven, baked. So we popped that in, and once it was ready to go, we decided to watch a movie called It's a Mad, Mad World about a group of people who find out that a dying man was trying to make his way to pick up some money that was under a big W in a park. He got into a car accident and died before he could do it, and everyone, including police officers who were inspecting the whole situation, found out about it. And so the whole movie's about like these various different characters all trying to get to the treasure and getting in all kinds of hijinks and silly situations while doing it. It was a very silly movie. It was pretty funny in a few parts. It kept me engaged with its unique situations and events and different like perspectives of different characters. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy it. It took like, I think 2.5 hours to watch. It was a really long movie. And after we were done watching that, I decided to play a bit more of another Crab's Treasure on PlayStation 5 on the TV instead of remote playing it. And I got pretty far. I'm pretty much almost 1-to-1 with where I am on the Switch port. So that's pretty cool. And then I got really tired and I was like, oh, time for bed. So I took my vitamins, brushed my teeth, said goodnight to my sister, and went to bed. I said goodnight to my mom too, but I did that a little later or earlier because she went to bed after the movie. And tomorrow I'm gonna try to wake up early. I do go to work tomorrow from 12 to 9, so I'm hoping I can get into contact with the auto shop as soon as they open, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that'll be good. Well, all right, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye.